Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This time we have President Joe Biden up against former Governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan. Hogan would be a pretty decent Republican candidate. His only weakness would probably be the Rust Belt in some ways, some states. But I still think with him being such a more moderate type of Republican that he can make up for any losses among populist Republicans for those swing voters, which honestly I could see him winning them over and probably making up with any losses he would get among them. So we're going to start off with the more safe blue states. Connecticut I still think would be over 10, while New Jersey and Maryland, just because Hogan's home state is in Maryland, is a very popular governor here. New Jersey, I could see him being the type of Republican to make it decently competitive, but Biden still wins it by about 9 against him. In Iowa, Larry Hogan just wins by over 10% here because of Biden's very low approval rating in this state, while with the state of Ohio, it's still a likely Republican margin, just because some populist Republicans don't really like Hogan because they view him as too establishment, but he'd be able to win it over with those moderate swing voters. In the state of Colorado, I see this going to Biden by a likely margin. Probably Biden wins it by 8 to 9 points against Hogan. Still, I don't think a moderate Republican could win this state, while New Mexico would go to Biden by about 4 points, I would say, against Hogan. But let's see here. Texas and Florida, I still think there would be likely Republican margins, not safe states. Well, actually, Florida, I don't think would be a safe state in this scenario. I just see it kind of as a lock. If it's a moderate Republican, they'll probably win over most of the voter groups here in Florida. Let's finish off Nevada and Arizona. I think both these states would still go to Hogan. I think there's a lot of moderates in the state of Arizona that Hogan could win over against Joe Biden. Let's see here. North Carolina and Georgia, I would say they probably go to Hogan. North Carolina, even by a likely margin, I think he would be a very good Republican to run in Georgia. Or North Carolina. In Georgia, I think Hogan would win by a lean margin here. In New England, I still think Maine goes for Biden by a decent amount, but Hogan wins Maine second by about over 10%, and New Hampshire by a narrow, lean margin. So, in these last few states here, in the Rust Belt, I still think Minnesota goes to Biden. However, Hogan would win in Nebraska second. Wisconsin, he might struggle a bit with populist Republicans, but I think he can make up for that with those moderate swing voters here. In Pennsylvania, I think he would be a pretty good candidate to run here. I think he would win it by about 1 to 2 points against Joe Biden. Well, the state of Michigan, I still think it goes for Biden. It's still a decently Democratic state. But the state of Virginia, because he's from his home state of Maryland, I think he would do well in the Virginia suburbs in the northern part of the state and narrowly flip the state against Joe Biden. So a weird electoral map where Virginia goes red, but Michigan goes blue. Probably one of the only scenarios where this could happen is this candidate matchup. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.